about this? It's not all doom and gloom during this snowstorm, right? And look at this. Nashville students going outside, having a campus-wide snowball fight, which is something we used to do at Rutgers all the time.
This makes me think of the scene from Elf. Remember that? When Will Ferrell just starts rifling off snowballs in Central Park. It looks like fun. In Nashville, yeah, they got a pretty good hit with this snowstorm. That's why I mentioned before, they're pretty much done in the South, but it was significant.
This is the summary, though. Once you are where you're staying, snow can be great. But if you were commuting in Nashville this morning and got that burst of snow, it was a terrible time on the roads. Right. So there's two sides to these.
And everybody says telecommute, but there are some jobs, like ours, for example, where you can't
live here.
Home.
Welcome to the place you stay for the week that there's snow.
That's how it goes.
Yeah. In any case, winter storm Jonas has caused travel issues, and that's putting it lightly. An all-out stop at most of the Northeast airports, the ripple effects going across the country.
NBC's Jacob Rascon found some people are spending the night at the airport.
Misery in the air. On the roads. And on the rails. You just can't get there from here. Some of the nation's busiest airports brought to a standstill with a ripple effect. Richard Carey and Linda McKee struggling to get to San Francisco.
Trying to get out of town before the snowstorm. This is our third flight change since we started.
FlightAware reports more than 3,000 flights canceled and more than 6,000 delayed so far. Over Dulles Airport outside Washington, flights circled today, waiting clear runways for landing. By day's end, no flights in or out of Dulles, Washington National, Philadelphia, and Charlotte through Saturday. This Florida high school basketball team stuck in Atlanta.
Our flight got canceled while we were on it, and we had to get back off it, and now we've been waiting here since about 10, 11 o'clock.
But nobody wants to get caught driving in a blizzard. Virginia State Police alone have taken more than 1,000 calls reporting accidents in disabled cars. Greyhound and other bus liners canceling routes. And Amtrak is up and running, but already modifying schedules.
Trains are actually able to operate through pretty severe conditions. Other pieces of infrastructure, however, especially dated infrastructure like we have here on the Northeast Corridor, can be somewhat vulnerable.
Best travel advice? Don't.
You were planning to fly tomorrow. Your flight has been canceled, and please do not come to the airport.
As you can tell, the terminals are emptying. Behind me, those getting on the last flights out. It's a travel nightmare affecting airports as far away as California, and many say it's not going to be wrapped up until the middle of next week. Jacob Rascon, NBC News, Philadelphia.
Jacob, we can give you a pretty good hint as to which airports have ground to a stop, right? Look at this. Roanoke, D.C., Baltimore, Philly, Newark Liberty, JFK, LaGuardia, all the way up into Connecticut, potentially to Boston with some delays, but not nearly as extreme as what you're seeing off to the south. All this pink color, blizzard warnings that continue. Not only the fact that we're getting snow, but that snow is blowing around in gusty winds and lowering the visibility to extremely low levels. Now, the snowfall totals will be impressive. Blizzard and heavy snow don't have to go together, but in a storm like this, they certainly do. 18 to 24 inches now, much of northern and central Jersey, back through southeast PA, including near Philadelphia. Notice what's happening just north and east and north and west, rather, of the D.C. and Baltimore areas. Gargantuan snowfall totals. Someone in here is going to see 30 inches of snow before all is said and done. We can time this out for you. Here's the snow that's already begun tonight, and then look what happens by tomorrow. We see this upper level low come back in and fill in the snow, so we're not done even as our low is drifting away. It's also slowing down, getting kind of caught up by that mid-level feature, keeping the snow for the coastal portions of the mid-Atlantic and extreme southern New England all the way through Saturday night. This is going to be a long-lived event. A lot of wind to talk about. High wind warnings for much of the eastern shore, up through Delaware, into southern New Jersey, even across the Potomac, where you're going to see some of those gusty winds. And again, a blizzard, you have to have 35-mile-per-hour winds. It has to be a quarter-mile visibility or less, and all of that has to last for at least 3 hours. Keith, over to you.
All right, thanks, Mark. Let's take you to South Carolina. Video from our Weather Channel field pro, Larry Curtis Hines, live in South Carolina. See the snow coming down there.